And we got a saying in our families, if you really wanted to, you would. And it comes back to what you started the whole podcast saying. It's your circle of people. Audit your circle all the time. And if you surround yourself with people that are like, yes, you can. Well, guess what? There's no doubt that you can, right? If you stay with the people that you used to hang out with and you stay at that table, it's like the crab theory where people just bring you down all the time. Other people are putting that into your head that you can't. Leave those people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, today is super exciting. You know why? Okay. I believe that life is more available to unlock, well, as we meet people on their journeys, well, that are willing to share with us, well, kind of how they did it. You know what I've learned? I've learned that everything is possible and that we become more of who we are by those we surround ourselves with. And it's really important to filter life. And today, oh my gosh, when I say it's important to surround yourself with dreamers and believers that continue to unlock the things you wish you could have, all of a sudden you start finding that you can, and there you go. And that's today. That's Clint Jordan. When I think of Clint, when I think of you, I literally think of this as a man that no matter what happens in life finds a way to get to the other side of yes, you can. And I'm so grateful you're joining us today.
I'm honored to be on the show, my friend. And I appreciate all the things you do. You're one of the most positive people I know. So,
well, you know why, Clint? Because it's true. Find other great people, and there's enough joy to realize authentically when you do. And Clint, that's you, my friend. It's so nice. I've known you through the network. We're both on a national television host, but quite different. Quite different, my friend. Here's little old me playing in LA and the little cities out here with little stories. But there's you, my friend. Look at, I'm getting goose pimples and we're just at hello. Why? Because you 10 times it. You 20 times it. You didn't just become an incredible host on a national television network. Clint, you created a niche inside of the network that inspired other hosts to take a message that relates to hope, to possibility, to home ownership, and to dreaming. And you did it all to serve the military world. And I can't wait to explore more of who you are, Clint. And I wish this thing was like 3 hours strong, because I'd love to spend that with you, because your story is incredible to me. Your story is incredible. It's so rich, and it has texture that I think many of us face in life. And as we explore it, here's almost 22 years in the military, Air Force, serving as a firefighter, if I'm correct, and then deciding that there's another moment available for you, Clint, and you were allowing yourself to retire from something of 22 years commitment almost of time. That's a life commitment of time to focus and become an expert at the highest level. And that's constantly giving. You literally, it's amazing. I can't wait till you share with us, Clint, but you're a giver inside. You love to give. You love to serve. You give and care for years, but you made a change. And I think many of us in life, growing through the life we're at, commit to something that we're enjoying, but the journey doesn't have to stay committed to that story alone. You've invited a couple others, and I'd love to explore that with you if we could, Clint. I'd love to, Clint, please, because how do you go from 22 years committed of life and career to the Air Force and to firefighting, and then decide to retire, to move, open up a gym, open up a career? Can we explore that for a moment? Because that's huge. Something happened in your life that allowed you to allow something to be replaced. And I think career is a huge part of who we describe ourselves as.
Yeah. So the game plan was just to do 30 years, right? Do 30 years in the Air Force, become as high a rank as you can, and help impact and influence as many people as possible, and then retire and go fish for the rest of my life. That was it. Stay healthy, stay happy, go fish. I was deployed to the country of Jordan. So last name's Jordan. I was the fire chief out in the country of Jordan. I'd been in for 21 years and some change, and I woke up to an email. it said, hey, congratulations, you got orders to Guam. Guam was my very first assignment, right? So E1 Clint in Guam is perfect. You drink a lot of beers, you scuba dive, play a lot of softball, got zero responsibilities. Fire Chief Clint in Guam, you don't bring your kids, it's 3 years. And at the time, I was going probably through the roughest patch of life. I'm deployed, I'm going through a divorce.
Oh my.
Of 17 years, right? My daughter's 13, my son's 16, like all the things are happening. And I get this email that says, hey, congrats, you get to go to Guam. And I was like, oh no, I can't do that. Like my entire life back home is in shambles, right? I'm working through all the stuff and no chance I leave my daughter. Not a chance. You know how dear my daughter is to me on social media. 100%. My son was going through some things. So I sat there it didn't take very long, but like I said, my entire career, I just wanted to do 30 years in the military. That was it. And I sat there for a couple of minutes and I was like, well, I can't take this assignment. So I went right online and I called my daughter that night. And I said, hey, Pumpkin, got good news. She's like, what's up? I said, I'm retiring. Right. She's like, so we're crying. We're on Skype or whatever the Zoom used to be back in the day. And she's like, Daddy, you're a crow now. You got your wings. I think she meant eagle. Yeah. But she said she said one of the most profound, smartest things on the planet. She's like, you could fly now. I was like, I can, right? I can. So I had hit retirement that night. The fire chief calls me the next morning of the entire Air Force and says, hey, Sergeant Jordan, what in the F just happened? I said, Chief, I retire, man. And once you get kind of up in the ranks, like the higher rankings, you're selected to go to certain places. People know, you're going to be promoted to a chief. And so those things are kind of planned. So he calls and he's like, what the F just happened? And I said, Chief, I can't take that assignment. He's like, well, I could fix it.
Oh.
He said, I could fix it, Clint. There's these 4 other assignments. I said, Chief, you can't fix it. He's like, Clint, I'm the GD fire chief of the Air Force. I could fix it. Where do you want to go? I said, Chief, you can't fix it. I told my daughter. He's like, oh shit. So that was December. I was out in February.
Wow. Really? Clint?
Yeah.
The exit was that quick?
Yeah. It was December timeframe
wow.
Yeah. November, December, I came home and we sit in this class that military is called TAPS, Transition Assistance, where you relearn how to wear a suit and write a resume and all this other crap. And I was sitting there, I didn't have anything, dude. My entire plan was 30 years in the military.
Yes. And then fishing.
And then get out and fish. And now I'm sitting in this class like, what in the heck am I going to do for the rest of my life? I'm going through a divorce. I got all of the things are happening. And I'm like, shit, I got to find a job. Right? I'm like, what? I got to do some things now. So that was the moment. That was the transition where you're like, oh my goodness. So everything opens up, right? You either do or you don't.
I love this so much. This is what dreamers do and believers that take their dream, they're back, the goose pimples. Clint, I love it. You literally took ownership to the commitment of retirement that you made that day and claimed to your daughter. There was no proof that something was waiting tomorrow except your claim and commitment to what matters in your life. Because at the end of the day, for all of us, it's our lives and it's the chapters we're writing. And believers will do bold things.
Yeah, we're scared oftentimes.
Gosh, Clint, this is amazing. I did not know. This is incredible. I
finished that TAPS class with 3 jobs. So that class was one week long.
Yes.
My girlfriend, like I said, was going through divorce, dating Lisa or whatever. She found a CrossFit gym that was going out of business. And she's like, hey, do you want to buy this gym? And I'm like, I don't know anything about anything, right? I'm literally going through. If I tell you the rest of what was happening in that year, you'd be like, dude, geez Louise, dude, you made it through all of that?
Enough to shut people down.
Oh my God. I medically
hearing, Clint.
And that's just, the front part of it. But I medically had, it was a really wild year. But,
oh gosh.
So we did the gym thing. Right after that class, 17 days back and forth to Denver, got my real estate license. And then right after that, flew to Florida and got certified in this inside sales thing from an old fire chief of mine. So come March, we had a gym open. I was a licensed realtor and I was working inside sales for one of my old fire chiefs, just so I knew I had some income coming in. 17 hours at the gym from 4 a.m. till 10 at night for a year straight. I didn't sell one single home my first year in real estate. I built a gym. Yeah.
You focused on the gym even though you captured your license. Can I ask a silly question, Clint? This is incredible. Clint, please. Who instigated the thought of real estate?
One of my old buddies that I used to play softball with
Yeah.
His wife was a medic. He's out here in Larkspur, so a little ways away. But he was reading my Facebook page. I said, hey, I just put on Facebook that I'm getting out. And everybody's like, what in the world? Like, I bleed military, dude. Like, I am 100% fireman, 100% military. And they're like, what? And, so you're talking. And then my buddy Jay reaches out. He says, hey, dude, you ever thought about real estate? I said, no, I only ever thought about being a fireman. Like, I never thought about anything else. He's like, go get your license, come work for me, dude. You'll be great at it. You love people. You're a servant. Your heart is of a servant, like all of the things. So I did. Yeah.
You did. I think most of the changes happen through invitations, and it's such a bold one because my mind's wrapping around what it is to be a fire chief, what it is to be a committed military professional like yourself, Clint, and then enter the private sector. But you didn't just enter, my wonderful friend. My gosh. You took ownership after a year, though. So you committed. The gym took priority. That one made sense because it had your passion behind it. It had a lot of ingredients that made your commitment commit.
Yep. And then if you think business wise, it becomes your sphere and your funnel for real estate. So on a business standpoint, every client at my gym isn't $125 a month client. They're a friend, right? Who becomes then a real estate client. So after that first year, once I got everything running and we had our numbers up into the green and I'm like, cool, we just flipped the focus to real estate. We started offering free year. So I still do it. If you use me as a realtor here, you get a free year membership to the gym.
Wow.
$1,500 membership. And we give one to Mount Carmel Veterans Center for a veteran who can't afford it. So every single transaction, $3,000. So, but then we just started working it that way. Now I'm growing 2 businesses at one time, really servicing veterans and military folks.
This is so amazing because there's timing matters in life. And you said so much already. And some of this I heard was not only was there an incredible root disconnecting to your family and how that was designed, but there was physical health that was happening at the same time. There was career change all at the same time. And here you are, you get your license in 2018. You come into the real estate playground at 2019, and wasn't it February? It was 2020, and wasn't that when COVID visited? So here you are, my wonderful friend, getting geared up for everything fresh, everything new, a whole bunch of self-belief, like I think many people entering the real estate profession with a lot of self-belief they can make it. On general, unfortunately, most do not successfully enough to call it a career that will take them through retirement because I think we're going to learn why. It takes incredible self-mindset to be able to create the things that life allows us to unlock. And Clint, please, I'd love to explore that if we could, because here you are in a very competitive market, real estate. Yes, you've got your gym. You've got your passions of military. You've got all of these super cool ingredients, like I think many people making a change. And if those are, we're going to talk about real estate right now, take their past and bring it to their present. And it doesn't always unlock transactions, Clint. And it surely doesn't unlock mill estate and a whole bunch of other incredible things you did, but you did. So can I ask you, please, Clint, when you first entered industry, and you came committed to real estate, did you do it alone? Did you join a team? How did you do it, Clint?
Yeah, I was 100% solo. I think what I did wrong and I should have done differently was get a coach way sooner.
Interesting, yes.
Right, and I never got a coach. I was a retired Air Force dude. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I can figure these things out. I have a sphere. I'm knowledgeable, right? And so you plug along, and I wasted 3 or 4 years of not being coached properly. You know what I mean? From where I'm at now, from when I got my coach, Tyler, Tyler, from that moment to where I'm at now is infinitely different. And had I not wasted the first 3 or 4 years trying to let Clint figure things out, right? But yeah, so solo agent, I was on a computer, dude. And I'm like, just post, man. Like, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Do content, tell people who you are, what do you do, and tell them why they need to use you, right? Like, marketing is ridiculously simple. And if you stay true to who you are, you're going to find the people that want to work with you anyways. So I was doing, way back in the day, dude, I used to, I had some fake dude put me on buses and bus stop benches and stuff.
Yeah,
like I was, rolling around town. First year in real estate, I hadn't sold a house yet.
Wow, Clint.
I had my buddies in California call me like, bro, you are blowing up. You're on buses. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
Did it work, Clint?
Oh yeah, yeah, because it's just marketing, right? It's telling people who you are. And what do you do?
But Clint, please, Clint, heard two things: buses, marketing, and you were blowing up. And can I confirm all of that was done through your dollars? Your
Correct.
brokerage didn't pay for it. Nobody else paid for it. You personally invested real personal dollars in a career that you were just beginning. And you didn't just tap a toe in the pool. You literally jumped right on in the deep end with a bomb. Bang. And you bought marketing in year one.
Yeah.
How many deals did you close when you bought your marketing?
In year 2, so year 1, I didn't close a single deal. I think in year 2, I was close to 12 or something.
Well, 12 is terrific, Clint.
Yeah,
on
it
average,
started pretty
somebody's
good.
lucky to get 2 a year in today's climate. Look at you, 12 to year 2. And that's nothing. Well, that's because you close so many now. So yes, I agreed. But I'm in love with your self-belief. Can I ask you, please, Clint? Because I think many people come up with the ability to believe, okay? And they step into their next step. Because real estate's a commission-only world. And you came from a salaried world to a commission-only world, my friend.
I opened up a gym with no members.
On top of it. Oh, there were no members when it opened?
No, dude, Brant, from the 0 members.
From ground up?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you want to talk about, bringing the ships to the island and then burning them? Yeah.
Exactly, Clint. Exactly. Clint, please. How do you keep the little guy that comes on the shoulder every now and then and tries to whisper in your ear that this might not work? This isn't right. Are you sure you're doing the right thing? How do you flick that little guy off? Does yours visit?
No, he used to. I don't have self-doubt anymore. People ask that question, and I don't mean it in any kind of arrogant way but I just don't. Like, if we're going to go do something, we go do it. And we got a saying in our family is, if you really wanted to, you would. And then I buy into that. You weigh if, now you make decisions a little bit different, but the guy doesn't pop up on my shoulder anymore. He got tired of getting flicked off too many times. And it comes back to what you started the whole podcast saying. It's your circle of people, audit your circle all the time. And if you surround yourself with people that are like, yes, you can. Well, guess what? There's no doubt that you can, right? If you stay with the people that you used to hang out with and you stay at that table, it's like the crab theory where people just bring you down all the time. That's why that guy pops up, is because other people are putting that into your head that you can't. Leave those people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Get around the Scotts of the world. I could pitch any idea to you and you'd be like, Clint, that is magnificent.
That's right. That's right. You know why? Because beautiful lives in everything, and creating something fresh is beautiful. And there's something to enjoy. And Clint, please, I share that in common, Clint. I think it's impossible to fail. And I think that if you believe in life, there's truly no failures. You'll be willing to do everything you want to try, and you'll take it all the way through. And I've learned that even if it didn't work the way you hoped, that was not a failure.
No, it's a lesson.
Would you rather call that an experience?
Yeah, it's a lesson or an experience. Grow
It's an
from it.
opportunity to readjust, to get back to the thing that brought happy back. And so, of course, how could that be failure? It's a moment. And I just love that your ability to kick off the little guy and hold truth. Because remember, I'm so wowed with so much disruption in life. You were able to harness the energy of disruption, Clint. And you repackaged that energy, my friend, and you allowed it to be something else other than just a shutdown. And you opened up a practice of passion, Jim. Your fitness is your passion. I know that. And I didn't know it started from 0. My mind had you with already free members and they're already coming. No, that wasn't what happened.
Yeah, we had ever been
stage.
Yeah, no business period. Me and Lisa, if I showed you pictures of the first gym that we built, that was her and I for a month and a half just in there painting and building walls we didn't know how to build. Like, she's a gangster, dude. Like, Lisa will carry
Love that. See what
all
you
of
said?
the bricks.
Surprise. I mean, come together with people that believe with you. If
Yeah.
they're non-believers, bye-bye.
Yeah, later.
It matters that much. Bye-bye. Why? What you don't know yet is that Clint's national television show has him as a whole brand inside of an entire network, helping other militants share their voice and stories that inspire people to believe, to make life opportunities. And then, Clint, you've designed a group, and I don't want to go too fast, but I'm just so wowed on who you are, my wonderful friend. It's unreal, but super real. And it's absolutely proof that the right time is right this second. whoever you are listening to us right now, change is delicious. It's available, and the life you're living belongs to you, not those you surround yourself with. And you can readjust the color of tomorrow by readjusting who you hang out with.
Yeah,
Even
facts.
where you're living can make a difference. Everything matters. The journey is once in these bodies. Just believe, dream big, because you, my beautiful friend, are a huge dreamer. You don't dream small, Clint, because how do you go into what you do, friend?
You just said where you live. We used to live this little house down the road called 710. It's in kind of the ghetto, if you will, of the same town. As we started growing, you see that it is that, like, the neighbors bring you down, right? Their yards are crappy, and I didn't want to be that way. You tend to always do the things that you are the sum of the 7 people that you surround yourself with. Your neighbors are that too, right? You're not going to have the greenest grass when everybody else's is dead. You're just going to give up on that and be like, well, so there was a time, 2021, we were in the house, living decent. And I'm like, I got to move. Like Lisa and I were going through things. We still hadn't figured out how to live together thoroughly. Like, we built so much stuff and we never worked on ourselves to figure out how does Clint and Lisa.
It's interesting.
Totally different. Yeah. That's that's different, dude. Cause she had just gotten out of a marriage. She's from Maine. I cuss and I get hungry and hangry and she doesn't. And, so we're learning how to just live together. Right. There's a lot of things going on with that. And I told her, I said, hey, I want to move. I want to go buy a house up in the Broadmoor. And she's like, the Broadmoor? It's the old rich white people money, right? Yes. Yeah. It's amazing, right? And so we start
the Broadmoor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know of it. That place. I got my coffee cup.
It's 3 minutes from my house.
Wow, Clint.
So we started looking and we're driving around and we kept seeing the same house that I'm in currently. We saw it 5 times and we're like, God, I wish that house would come up for sale. It's beautiful. And then it did. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I gotta, if you really wanted to, you would, right? And then I've been talking all this trash about I need to move because I want to be surrounded by different people. I want to get in different doors. I want to eat at different tables. I want to learn from people who have done the things that I want to do. So we called the agent. She said it's $1.3 million.
Yes. Wow.
$1.3 million, Scott. I'm a retired Air Force dude, right? I called my lender. I said, hey, can I afford this? He said, can you qualify for it or can you afford it? I said, can I qualify to buy that house? And he calls me back later that day. He says, yes.
Wow.
I said, are you shitting me? I could call, literally, dude. We put in an offer. I live in that house now, right? 3 minutes from the Broadmoor. Right. No clue how I was going to make that work. We're running a gym business. I'm struggling. Like I said, real estate could be nothing tomorrow, but you have to trust yourself. And there's no way Clint lets Clint fail. Like, I'm like, no chance that doesn't happen. We're able to do so many things. And I'm like, as long as you work at it, there's no failing, like in that sense. So we're here in that house. And only because of what you said, like, it's important to surround yourself with people and places that you want to be.
Okay, I've dropped the pen. Tears are in my eyes. Absolutely, they're back again. I just love who you are. We are a different family from different mothers, but boy, do we think the same. I live right here on top of Mulholland in Multiview in Los Angeles. It's like the dream space to be, and little old me couldn't afford it on the journey, and I never stopped believing I could. You know what I've learned? I've learned the how is unlocked when want is focused. Want authentically focused finds the how we can do it. And it's hard to create the how when we start from too many how questions. How will I afford it? How will they like me? How stops activity. Want finds opportunity, and want will move mountains. And I love your spirit of want, my beautiful friend. God, do you and I share this in common? I used to live in Tarzana, and okay, nothing about anybody living in Tarzana. This was
right,
1999. It was a different era, and I lived around the dead grass people too.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I did, and I was starting new in industry. Clint, look at us. I was starting an industry 2 years fresh. Not enough proof that tomorrow's coming with the clients that can afford a switch that doubled my housing cost. I moved to Laurel Canyon, for those that know LA. And I went to a massive housing increase. And the how to do it showed up on the other side of believing.
Yeah.
And now I'm here since '03, and now we've got 4 houses and offices and a lot of dreams. Why? Because you can. Look at
Because you can.
Because you can.
Because
Look
you
at you
can.
and Broadmoor. I'm so excited right now. I just love who you are. I love Lisa. I love you. I love that you both have each other because it matters. And you said earlier, Lisa's going to make sure that yes shows up. When an idea is placed,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that's who you surround yourself.
Yeah.
It matters. I mean, it's really great that year 2, you sold 12 homes. I mean, come on now. I know that feels like nothing to you because of who you continue to become every day, but that's delicious. I mean, year 2, remember everybody, firemen, military. Now I've got to deal with real estate contracts and all the emotions and sellers and buyers. And yes, you can. And running the gym now successfully, right? Because we don't have 0 members. We have real members. And then 2020 comes, Clint. And 2020 comes and it sends everybody home. And it asks everybody to work from home. And here you are, just newly fresh in industry. And my friend, you did magic in those years. You found a path to make the disruption of COVID incredible. Can we explore what you did in that time? Because I think it's incredible who you've become in industry, Clint. You're an amazing man.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So COVID was weird.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was just a super weird time, and it afforded a lot of opportunity for people to fail miserably, for people to spend more time with each other and get to know each other more. It gave us an opportunity to try something different. So like our gym, we had to shut down. And I'm like, well, we can't exactly not. It's our passion. So what could we do? So Lisa and I, we went to a pay what you want or pay what you can membership for the gym. So we had 100 members probably at the time. And we sent out to everybody, said, hey guys, come grab whatever equipment you need from the gym to stay fit at home. We'll issue out everything that we have. We kept 2 rowers and barbells for her and I to work out with. And then we switched it up to a pay what you want. So 60, 70% of our members said, hey, we're not working. I can't pay. We're like, sweet. We are Zooming classes 3 times a day. Just stick with us through COVID. We got you guys. And we turned everybody to 0 money. And then we had members who were like, hey, dude, how many people went to 0? And we're like, a bunch. Don't sweat it. They're like, no, double my membership fee. And we'll start cutting. And I was like, what in the world's going on here? So we have members covering our other members, dude, right? And I'm like, this is incredible. And meanwhile, Lisa and I went to the gym 3 times a day for about a month and a half and held 3 classes, one at 6 in the morning, one at noon, one at 5 at night. And then we would drive our butts back home to stay out of COVID, go to bed and wake back up. And then, of course, you're just pressing and setting up real estate. So you're still just staying active. A lot of people pulled back a lot. We just went every time something happens. When people want to pull back, I go as hard as I can.
Oh, yes, you do.
We're in.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. It's every single time I'm like, no. Let's pedal to the metal right now. We had flights of people in the military reach out and say, hey, dude, can we do a Zoom workout class with our people in Louisiana or in Scott Griffin, Illinois? So there's 200 people that are in their own homes, right? That can't go to work. They're all military. And one of my buddies that I was in the military with, he said, bro, can you and Lisa hold classes for us? I said, yeah, pick a time, dude. He said, how's 11? So we did 11 o'clock Zooms, dude, for 200 military people in Illinois during COVID. It's the coolest thing on the planet. And you got the commanders and all the military. And I'm like, this is so great that we're able to do these things. Like, so then that's when hell yeah.
You're always looking for something.
Yeah.
What do you do exactly? I know what I do, Clint, to keep my mind available and fresh. What do you do for yours? Do you exercise the mind?
I read a bunch now. I didn't used to. I never did. The only book I ever read was a military one. I read Of Mice and Men when I was in like 5th grade. I remember doing a report on it. Then I don't remember reading another book except for the military one to get promoted. And then when I got out of the military, I realized I didn't know anything except for the military and what I was taught as a kid, which isn't applicable to today's world, post-COVID, post-everything. And so I immediately just started reading, dude. I'm like, got to get smart, man. You got to be. So we do that. But more importantly for my mind is like a routine, my daily routine is my clarity, because we have so many things that you can potentially get into. And I was guilty of that until I brought Tyler into my life. But we're just everywhere, right? So we started building pillars in your whys and figure out what your whys are. And then you could play inside of those lanes all day. A routine is what clears my mind. So at night, our morning routine starts at night, which when I tell people that, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, because how you go to bed is affects how you wake up. So you can have a morning routine, but if you mess it up at night, then your morning routine is different. So we shut down at like 8 o'clock. Phones. We've got a couple plants in our room that produce more oxygen than the other ones. You know what I mean? And so then our night is the same exact thing. And then in the morning, same routine in the morning. I'm an ice bath. I'm at the gym. I'm in the sauna. So that morning time is my clear, my mind frame is like, all right, all of the things are out except for Clint and some self-care.
How many hours do you give yourself in the morning, Clint, for that? How many hours is Clint time?
4:30 to 8.
Delicious. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Boy, I had no idea how much we share in common. I'm not in the ice bath. We don't share that in common. And some of the others, but the mind and working on it and doing it. I walk for 4 hours. You're doing that.
Yeah.
But
and a lot of people go
with is your night before. I love that the morning starts the night before. Clint, you're amazing. It's so true. And you literally shut everything off at 8 p.m.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, every once in a while there's something, but yeah, we're done at 8. All the lights, like we cleared how our room is set up and organized so that there's no light coming in, and we just go to bed. And then you go to bed, and it really, it starts becoming who you are, because like we'll go out to we were at the veterans hoedown thing, a big fundraiser thing, and we didn't get home till 10.
Oh,
that messes me up the next day, right? Because now my morning, I'm like, get to bed soon, Clint. And my mind's running, and I'm like, so it really just starts setting you up for success, because if you have that routine and you have your strategy and you have your plan, and then you set non-negotiables, right? Like there's nothing. My non-negotiables are you're not messing with my morning, you're not messing with my gym time, right? So we have very specific non-negotiables that are just that, and of course, family, emergency, right? But otherwise, it's not you just don't get Clint's time for these non-negotiables.
I love taking ownership to that, Clint. I think in career, sometimes we allow the career because we believe it, we need to just absorb every minute of the day. And we think that we can't have that kind of regimen. But your success is, well, regimen matters. Regimen
100%.
matters. You are who you are because you've created space that's comfortable for you to do the magic inside of.
Now, but remember what we first talked about. I was 17, 18 hours at the gym for a year straight. So when people are like, balance, or I'm like, there's not, like, you got to understand, man, when people are talking about, I do this is this, and I take Saturdays and Sundays off, and I'm off at 5, and they've structured their day around them. Well, there was a moment in their life that wasn't the case.
That's right.
Many years. To where they started hanging out with people, started understanding that our time is most valuable. We literally just implemented, Lisa and I right now, our Sundays, from when we wake up till noon, nothing, no phones, no nothing. We either go for a walk, we do yoga.
Oh.
We just went to breakfast, and we jacked it up 2 weeks ago. And I was so mad. I'm like, why are we on our phones right? I'm like, oh, what? We can't take from 8 to 12 on a Sunday. There is zero important so we just really just put that in a month ago into our schedule, saying, hey, it's what's important to us. Like, right, we can do that. I don't need business on a Sunday from 8 to 12. Like let's give ourselves that time back. That's beautiful. We just sat at lunch or brunch last Saturday for 2 hours, just chatting. Me and my wife, we don't do that because we work right consistently through. So we
always on, always going, always
100%.
moving, always doing, always giving,
Yep.
And I don't even like the word always, but I know that's the movement that's happening.
Yeah, it's correct.
Wow. And you know what? Did you hear the same thing I did from Clint, other than the goose pimples? How many times are going to come out in this visit? So Clint started his career. He decided that he has time that belongs to you only, Clint. And then you've even redesigned more of that time for you and Lisa time on Sundays. No clients, no phone, no technology, no nothing. All of this while enjoying his life at the Broadmoor, living the life as delicious as life will let you. You don't even know yet. Okay, here we're going to find out. So not only he's got one of the most successful gyms, CrossFit gyms that are in his community, and Clint is a community. He is the mayor of the community. And it's really important, I think, for you listening. We all have community. We all have people that we love and adore and passionately connect to hobbies. Whatever it is that invites us to love another, that's community. For us, it's Believing Boulder. It's Clint. This man that unlocks the yes, you can, even though the tools weren't provided just yesterday, but they kind of were, weren't they? It's self-thought. It's self-discipline. It's self-belief. But the magic in all of those words is they all start with the word self. And you, my friend, have designed self-thought to be deliciously available to invite the new. Can we explore something, please? Because you really said it earlier. Clint, you've said so much. One of the things I've fallen in love with, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, except I'm jealous. I mean, you said you only wasted 2 or 3 years before you got a coach. Shit. Why did I waste like 10 and 12?
Yeah.
It took me forever, my friend. Boy, do I agree with you. Life.
Yeah, because we think we know it all, right? Like,
Yes.
and our egos are like, I don't need no
Yes,
stinking
I don't
coach.
need coaching.
Yeah. What's he going to tell me?
Exactly.
That's what I'm guilty of, 100%.
Well, me too. But can I ask, can we explore that? Because I'm so with you, Clint. I think it's really nice, and I just love who you are. I love your willingness, Clint. I think most of us chicken and egg. I mean, what do? Do I invest in myself when I've got enough business that gives me the income? Now I can do it. Or do I invest in myself before the income is there so it become invited to show up,
right,
so I can do it more? And I think most of us get stuck in the first version that I'll do it when I can afford it and I've got more and I'll need the help. You, my friend, just did it. Can we explore that, Clint? Can you teach us? Because I think that you're dead on so many things, and getting a coach and not doing life alone will advance us faster, further, and you sure should. Can we please, Clint, can we explore you and your coach and when it happened and how it happened?
Yeah, for sure. So my coach is a dude named Tyler Mount. I think you're fairly familiar with the guy as well.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, so I was we're going on 3.5 years, 4 years. So almost the same amount of time as through American Dream TV. And then oddly enough, the same amount of time that I built Mill Estate. All in the same time frame. Prior to my coach, we had the gym. I was already running a real estate team. We had a couple that were doing this hero health project. Like, we're doing a lot of things, but there was no focus really, like, on a true path. Like, what is the most important thing to you? And people have a why. I have a couple whys. I think we could have a few of those. But what happens is we're burned out by the end of the day because we're constantly trying to react and make decisions. And there's so many complexities in every single step of every single thing that we do. And then if you just plot all that out, you're like, oh, no wonder why by 3:00 I can't think, right? Because I'm going here and I'm trying to do a luxury thing. And I'm trying to do a military thing. And I'm trying to do all of these things. And I forget what book it was. I was like, holy smokes, dude, you are at your very end of your line with everything that I'm capable of doing and knowing. And I decided that it was time to not be some egotistical dude and be like, hey, man, let's look into getting a coach. So I initially went with Serhant,
Yes.
Ryan Serhant's program. They sent me with one coach, and the coach was like, did you make your calls? I'm like, you are the wrong coach for Clint, dude. Like, I don't. So I wrote it back and I said, hey, I need a new coach. So I get Tyler, our first meeting. He's like, look, I handle the bigger things. And Tyler's telling me about who he is. And he's not a realtor. He doesn't have a real estate license. And so him and I just chatted for almost an hour the first day. And I told him what I want out of life. And like, none of what Clint does is transactional. It wasn't even back then. And it still isn't today. I hate transactions. I hate going after them. I think the majority of folks in networking groups and everything that most people do is based off of a transaction. And that's it. And I'm like, that sucks really bad. Like, how about build a relationship? That's a win. Like, I will take my relationship with Scott over 10 referrals from LA as somebody who I don't know anymore, right? So Tyler and I just chatted, man. And I was like, hey, dude, here's the things that I want to do. Here's where I'm stuck. Here's the things I have no clue about. If you know anything about me, I'm as straightforward as anybody comes. I don't have an ego anymore. That was not always the case. I know what my weaknesses are. I know what I don't know. And then so Tyler and I ended the first meeting, and then we got back together. He's like, all right, I think I can help you. I said, cool, how? I said, cool, because that's what everybody says. But then he mapped it out, dude. He says, first we're going to clear, and then we started going through things. And I was like, cool, because now he's taking pieces out of my head that I don't need, and then cleaning up and dialing things in. And then we started marching forward. And now with Tyler, like, literally we did HGTV. I launched Mill Estate, which is I spend most of my time building out Mill Estate and all of our marketing, all the things. We did all of those things under kind of the guidance of Tyler, right? We know we're meeting, and I know we could just dump, and I know Tyler can process things that I don't have to. His mind works totally different than Clint does.
Which is great with the coach, right? Because it gives
That's
us
what you want.
We're not self-creating.
Yeah, and that's what you need. I think there's everybody and their mom thinks that they're a coach, right? And it's not Little League anymore. Remember the parents back?
Not what you're doing. It isn't.
No,
a lot of people got stuck in Little League.
Yeah, I guess
you, my friend, went to the big leagues.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right.
You are the big league.
But like everybody thinks they're a coach, and I'm like, you're not. But Tyler was, and it's a game changer for everything, like life too. Like my assistant, Cassie's the most amazing person on the planet. She looks more forward to our meetings with Tyler than that's her favorite time of the entire month. And I'm
Makes a lot of sense, oddly enough.
Yeah,
I do too.
Then he just holds us all, accountable. But it's really drawn that map that Tyler did for me that no one had ever done before. It's like, hey, dude, let's find out what's important. Like, what do you really want to do? And it's easy. I want health and fitness, and I want to help as many veterans as possible. Right? I live in the Broadmoor, and I've not sent a single fly. I live in a circle of 47 houses. There's 5 houses for sale in my circle right now. I've never marketed to anybody in here because they're not that's not who I want to work with. Right? So
did you hear Clint, everybody? Did you hear Clint? Stay with the people you love. It matters that much. The others can bring you down. Filter. It matters.
And then you could focus. Right? Because now I know, hey, as long as everything that we're doing is inside of the military and the veteran space, I'm golden. Then I could we just go. People are like, how do you do so many things? I'm like, because it's not that many things. Really, when you put it all together, it's hyper-focused in the niche of how do we help more people do more things in the military space, right? Mill Estate, 170 agents nationwide. We could help them market. We could help them grow. We got a referral system. And now we're launching the Veteran Business Alliance groups. That's a network inside of Mill Estate. So I have 130 small business owners in my community. They're all veterans and military spouses. Now I can help them market, right? I can help them grow. We're holding client appreciation events for them, but now they plug into the Mill Estate agent who nationwide, there's 170 of those. So I could have 10,000 veteran and military spouse business owners that we could essentially help grow. And it's the same message at that point, right? I don't have to go learn luxury. I don't have to go learn how to do anything else. I just 100%. The question is, does this help our military and veterans? And if the answer is no to that, then Cassie knows we don't do it. Like you could ask Tyler. We literally had a little back and forth today. Next time you talk to him, because of that, like it's ultimately, are they veterans and do they help veterans? And if the answer is no to that, then we just don't apply any
not a connection.
No, not even a problem.
I love
Scott.
That you hyper focus, Clint. You're an amazing man, my friend. For many ways, I love your self-belief being that real, that strong, that available. I think it's when we lose track of that we lose track of it. And the it is whatever the want was. And you, my friend, have this gift of staying aligned. And I love your alignment ability. And I love that you're not doing life alone, Clint. And I love that you hyper focus to serve the military. Because I don't remember growing up in school. Now, I've not been in the military, but I sure know folks of the military. And
right.
I've asked. And my question was this. Did people teach you about your benefits? Do you really understand how to use your VA benefit to acquire real estate? Is all of this super familiar for you? And for many, it's not.
Yeah.
And so for you, Clint, to dedicate your passion, and then it's not just you, Clint. What I love about you, God, you're an amazing man. You bring others, my friend, you bring others into your light and you give them light. And you allow them to stay focused inside of the focus area. And you've got over 170 that are part of your group now. That's a fantasy. Did everybody remember when beautiful Clint came into the playground? It was 2018 licensing, 2019 dipping the toe with his first 12 sales. 2020 COVID comes, 21 we're still playing with COVID. It's 2025 right now. And Clint is a mega star on national TV doing incredible segments that get our network Emmy nominated, award winning. And it's you, my friend, that are often some of those segments highlighting. You're an amazing man because you bring out the light in others and you share the light consistently. For those of you who have the chance to touch Clinton in your life, I know you know what I mean. Very amazing, man. You inspire people, Clint. You have an incredible gift of taking your light and holding it up in the air so others can see out of their own darknesses. And you constantly give. And I think I heard you say, and please correct me, please, you're still growing Mill Estate. You're expanding a brand new model inside of it that further nourishes the military community because it absolutely matters. And sometimes it's easy to get stuck on the dream we built for ourselves, Mr. 30 years and I'm going fishing. And instead it happened in almost 22. So the journey almost made it. And a lot of people could get stuck in there. And then you had multiple layers of ingredients that equaled incredible amounts of pain. And inside of the pain was energy. And you took that and redirected it, Clint. And you've now created yourself a major national network on both national TV. You do it in communities throughout America. You're an incredible man. I'm just so grateful you're joining us here today on Believe Boulder. Can I ask, Clint, you said earlier that you weren't the same person you are today and that you become available today without ego and other things. And you taught me that you and Lisa found a way to live together beyond just business development, just in emotional and togetherness at a very high level. And then you taught us that you shut things off and you create regimens. Can I ask you, please, what is the tool you use to make all of that possible? What could they be doing so they can convert what's not working to what you've been able to knock that little man off?
And do you know who Ed Milet is?
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
So I used to drink a lot. I was a military dude, right? I would never have called myself an alcoholic, but for sure, totally was. But I was at a 21, Keller Williams family reunion thingamabobber, and we were out partying like you normally do, and it's probably 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm like, I gotta go do this Ed Milet thing, right? So I walk in, hungover as all get up. And I remember sitting there, and the first thing he says on stage, he says, hey, I want to change your life today. I don't want to make an impact. I want to change your life. And I remember I'm chewing gum, right? I'm like, my breath probably stinks. And he started talking, dude. And for an hour and 40 minutes, I didn't blink. I probably cried 72 times. I'm surrounded by people I don't know. And I'm just sitting there, and he's just talking about the power of one more, right? There's a lot more to the things that he says, that like people know who you are. People your kids figure out who you are, right? You're going to leave an impact on people. You get to pick and choose what that's going to be, right? If you look at Clint's social media 7 years ago or 5 years ago, it's different. I wasn't rude or abrasive, but I was just me. I just only cared about Clint, right? I was like, post away, dude. And then you realize that there's more to life than you. There's the other people. I get to impact and influence Scott. My post or my words or how I dress or how I act around my kids, that has an effect one way or another. And we get to pick how that effect is, right? So that day, dude, I walked away from there. I was like, holy shit, you got to change, bro. And me and Lisa were doing well. Our businesses were good. I had already started Mill Estate. I had a team of agents, and I sat there like, you're a loser. Like, you suck. you live for you, and that's it. Like, and I love family and I have friends, but at that moment, dude, I flipped it. I was like, bro, everything that you're doing is not right. Change it. And then the power of one more, once you dig into that, like it's one more call with Scott. It's one more high five. It's one more hug. It's one more do right. It's one more door. It's one more call. It's one more somebody hanging up on you. Like, no, dude, Mill Estate's going to I know what we're doing. It's one more telling another person, no, sorry, I love the fact that you love the military, but you're not it, dude. I'm building this for us. Like, that power, that one more, just every single day, do something to make yourself better, not for you, for everybody around you. Like, that's it for me. I'm like, that's it. That's my thing. And if you can embrace that and you wake up not for you anymore, that's it.
You know what? I knew this was going to be an amazing time together, Clint. I didn't realize this was going to be one of those podcasts where you hit the repeat button probably a couple of times. There is so much you unlocked today that really is ingredient filled on how you, listening right now, can do incredible things, because you really can. And Clint, you've done incredible things. You entered an industry, one of the most competitive, probably out in the playground, is real estate. Most of us in real estate would love to make it successful. My friend in his second year, nothing, second year, 12, and every year compounding from there at incredible levels, over 170 military focused professionals. And it's super. So if you listening to us right now are in the military, have friends that are in the military, may I please share something with you and why it's so important to work with somebody like Clint and his team at Mill Estate. I'll tell you why. It's a different life that happens when you join military life, and you become a different somebody. And that somebody coming into this other world, it's not always the same. We're family. When you're military, you'll never be alone. You'll always be part of family. And family takes care of family differently. And when you go to work with Clint or anybody on the Mill Estate team, what you learn is families first. And often when we engage sales or anybody that represent it, it can often realistically be money first. And often it's the person earning the money that they're thinking of. And what I love about you, Clint, and I know crystal clearly, it's not your why reason. It's not your drive. You don't do what you do, my friend, for as many years as you've done it. If all it was what do you get? I know there might have been some I times in life, and there should be, because how do we discover I if I don't give focus to I?
Right.
So nice that you did. And I love that you did, because now you give an incredible focus and you inspire your team. So for those listening, you must get out of your rental. You're renting because you didn't know you had the opportunity to get out of it. Clint and his team literally will pull you out of a rental and put you into a dream that can belong to you on a price you can afford to pay. And do you know what I love? And Clint, it's really sad to me that there's not enough knowledge wrapped around the world of what happens when you serve and the power of a VA loan.
Yeah.
It's not a loan, folks. Let's call it what it is. It's a benefit. It's really hard to fail a benefit that was designed to benefit you. So I want you to know that renting belongs to other people, not to you. If you've served in our military, please reach out to Mill Estate. There's going to be a click in the link here. Why am I telling you this? You're noticing in season 1, I'm introducing you to everybody I've met on the journey of my life that are powerful, that are authentic, that are real, and are here to design to help your life become better. And these are people that the more they give in life, the more they gain. And that's kind of who you attract. We said it earlier. Filter those you surround yourself with. Find people that inspire dreams and fantasies, especially yours. And all of a sudden, you're finding out, yes, you can, because you're going to bed with different thoughts. And the thoughts were planted by the friends you just enjoyed dinner with, that enjoyed your fantasy that you just shared. And when you're with somebody who inspires your fantasy that night for dinner, isn't that different than the person that's jealous of the fantasies you create and do and might put in some spoiled pudding? Nobody likes spoiled pudding. Throw it away. Get it out. Yes, it could hurt. That's okay. The healing on the other side is much more delicious than the pain of goodbye. Yes, I love hellos, but I'll tell you what, I love powerful goodbyes that invite somebody else to fill the void that person was sucking out of my new space. And so please, your journey is once in life. Clint, if you were to go back as we close out this session and you're going back to your young, youthful self, and you only had 1 minute, please, what does your youthful self need to know?
That's a solid question.
I love asking that question because it is a great question. Because growing up, we have different thoughts, and now here we are adults, but we know a lot more. And you might have advanced your youthful self much faster on the Clint path if you only knew this.
For me personally, our life was always just about us. You know what I mean? Growing up, it's a you thing or a me thing, however you want to say that. And I think if anybody would have smacked me in the head and said, "Hey, dude, there's other people in the planet," like kind of change your perspective on life. There's some, really, really great people who have done really, really great things. I started kind of my giving journey, if you will, at 50, right? Had I started that at 20 or 15, think about the amount of people that we could have helped and influence and impact. And my military career was just that. I was like, I want to make rank quickly so I could help and impact more people, right? So I think it's that, man. I think if somebody would have smacked me in the dome when I was younger and said, hey, dude, you have a thing, right? Tyler calls my superpower building community.
Very much so.
I wish somebody would have told me back then that, hey, dude, you can do different things than the path that you're on. That would be it. If I could tell myself that, I would have changed Clint early.
And early to give and think of others and put them and not you always first. And you know what? I was just on this morning on social page, and somebody made a question about a first shoot that is a brand new host on the network. And there's my beautiful friend Clint. And Clint, you didn't just put the little like button. You made a lovely comment about 3 sentences of encouragement. And then right below it was an invitation to click to your calendar just to visit.
Yeah.
And those people in life, please, if you're thinking about change, if you've served in the military and now you're out of military and you're looking for direction of what possible next could look like, might this be that podcast you needed to hear for multiple reasons, but might one of them be to reach out to Clint? Have a conversation. You're going to see that he loves people, and he really loves people that serve in the family of military, because once you're family, you're always family, and family takes care of family, and Clint will take care of you. Even if it's not in real estate, you've got a friend,
right?
And you'll always have a friend in Clint. And Clint surrounds himself with other like-minded people, or he filters them out tonight. And it just works that way. And it can be uncomfortable for some, but that's Mr. Jordan here. And that's a choice. And do you see his successes living there at Broadmoor and other that he wants to have?
See my new Christmas tree I just got today, by the way?
You see it in the background.
Yeah.
Dude.
The lights
went out. Yes. It's soon to be decorated.
Yeah. I did that just for you.
Tree.
That's my Broadmoor Christmas tree.
I love it. Well, why? Because step into uncomfortable new things, believe you can, and all of a sudden how you do it shows up on the other side of self-belief.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do it if you don't self-invest first. You heard Clint today. Clint stepped into an entire industry. He committed to his daughter that he was going to give time to family, to self, to daughter. Wasn't going to move overseas and where he couldn't see family. Family was more powerful than the idea of 30 years for fishing. At the end of the day, family matters, and he continues to live in that spirit, but he does it because he invests in himself first. Multiple times. I want you to hear that, please. For many of us, it's hard to let go of the dollars we cannot afford to spend, but I want you to know something different happens on the other side of self-investment. You know, I have gym memberships in the past, and I didn't go. The membership wasn't enough. But when you pay the personal trainer enough money to go to your appointment, you don't miss it. So paying things you can't afford actually invites the money you wish you had, because you show up differently inside of financial discomfort. Pain is a gift. Pain is a gift when you harness it to invite something new. Pain is energy, and financial pain is one of the ones you can self-control and self-inflict. I'm saying this all on purpose to you, because when you sign up and you buy a coach's time to invest in you and your fantasies, you're given a blueprint. You're no longer left alone with self-thought only. And when you get the right professional coach, you discover quickly there's a connection that will work. Clint is proof positive that it's valuable to invest dollars up front, whether it's buying a gym, putting in equipment, whatever it is, going into his real estate career, investing in bus signs, investing in advertisements. All of those are incredibly expensive with no income yet, and no proof income is coming. But do you know who does things like that? Dreamers. Dreamers that believe, and believers that dream often get what they want to unlock. Why? Because no is the path to yes. But it's hard to get yes when you get stuck in no.
Yeah.
Remove your people that invite no into your mind. They were the wrong people for that topic. Go have brunch and cookies with them another day, but you're not going to share these stories with them. You're going to go find people that support you, and a coach would be one of them, and pay for the service.
Yeah.
Don't let price tag stop you. If it's expensive, good. Why? Because you're going to commit differently. We commit differently when we're invited to show up differently. I'm glad you tuned in. This is one of the most powerful times spent, Clint. I just love who you are. Thank you for tuning in to us today. Clint and I would love it. In fact, please take a moment, share this story with your friends, share this podcast. It's incredibly inspiring. It's got incredible ingredients of how you can do it. And Clint and I would love it if you left us a 5-star review. The algorithms will share our story further. And I want you to meet Clint in life. Whoever you are listening right now, looking for self-change, looking to create, looking to do something fresh, might just a call to Clint be a great way to start a conversation new. Clint, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's been my absolute pleasure. And my phone, as you know, is always open. So for anybody out there who's struggling for anything that you could potentially need, I'm here to help.
Yeah, you're going to see what that means. It's going to be inspiring. Over 170 team members on the Mill Estate team serving American families throughout and individuals making a difference in the life we're living. Clint, thank you for being so beautiful, my friend.
Been my pleasure.
And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Until then, well, here's to believing bolder. Bye.